Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can tell by the title of the video, my Laura Mercier foundation finally made it to me. We did recently get dumped with a ton of snow here in Utah, up a little bit more up north. Even California got snow. So the weather is kind of crazy right now and it delayed my package, but that's expected. I live in a rural area and the weather has just kind of been crazy this winter. So I'm not upset or anything about it. It is what it is. It comes with the job, but it's here now. So I'm excited to try it out. I did also purchase the new bronzer that they came out with a couple of weeks ago, the Laura Mercier bronzer. And I also did order a powder blush from Make Beauty. So it's a little bit of a new makeup try on, but the main focus is definitely the Laura Mercier foundation. Let's just jump right into this video. Okay, so this Laura Mercier foundation, it's the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. It comes in 30 different shades. It retails for $48. So description here on Sephora, which is where I purchased on the day that it launched. A weightless foundation that blurs the line between makeup and skin with medium buildable coverage, waterproof wear up to 12 hours of fade-proof wear. Okay. Medium coverage, so we shall see. I picked up the shade 3N1 Buff. Can you see that? And hopefully it's a good one. So here is the unicorn. It's simple, you know. And here is what the bottle looks like. It is glass. Mine has a little bit of a stain. Can you see that? I do enjoy the packaging. I think it's definitely give you high-end vibes. What do you think? Hopefully the shade is not too dark. Let's see what it says here. It has a 12-month shelf life and it looks like it was made in Italia. And you do get 1 fluid ounce. Okay, so this sounds very liquidy. It has a pump. I do enjoy a pump. I'm going to pump out on my finger. Hopefully I don't spill or anything because it sounds like it's very liquidy. I don't own, it's not as liquidy as it sounds when you shake it, but let's, ugh, hopefully it's not too dark. It might be a tad bit dark, but I should be able to make it work. Okay, so the consistency feels like a serum and like it possibly might mostly be oil based. It feels like oil. Not in a bad way, but it feels like oil. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go over with my, I should have only done one side. It's okay. All right, apologies. I was going to do one side with a brush and the other with a sponge because I have a wet sponge here. So this is gonna sit for a minute. I'm using the Lawless foundation brush. It feels like an oil, like a very thin moisturizing oil. So I don't know how that's gonna go over with the oily peeps out there. So I waited quite a bit to blend this out, but it's okay. All you have to do is spray a tiny bit of like a setting spray or something, and then just wet it a tiny bit, the brush or whatever tool you're using to blend out, and then go back and blend, and that should help with bringing moisture back into the product and letting you blend it out a little bit more seamlessly. Okay, so it's actually looking very nice with the brush. I can't do a side by side because I have all the I'm sorry, I'm distracted right now. I was chatting with my sisters on Messenger. Okay, so I would definitely say it's a light medium coverage. You can probably build it up to medium, but I don't know how well. Okay, now we're going to use a sponge on this side. I haven't added any more product on this side, but I will, just to see if I can build it up a tiny bit more. But for me personally, what I see right now on this side, I'm perfectly okay with that. I think it looks pretty. You can kind of see a side by side, not what I wanted it to be, but yeah. Okay, so I am going to spray my sponge because it's been sitting here for a minute. I got caught up in a conversation, like I said, with my sisters on Messenger. So yeah, okay. I definitely feel like it absorbed the product quite a bit on this side, but it's blending out nicely. Can I tell a difference? Not really. Maybe just the sponge side looks a little bit more hydrating because I wet the brush. Okay, let's jump into a tiny bit more. I would probably say that I used maybe 1/4 of a pump. A lot more came out this time, but I don't think I'm going to end up using this much. So let's go back to the side with the brush and add a tiny bit more. Yeah, it feels like a very hydrating oil. So I don't know for my oily peeps how that's gonna go. Okay, Lawless brush, but it's blending out very nicely. I don't think I told you what primers I used. I'll tell you here in a minute. Very, very skin-like. It almost melts like into your skin. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. Wow. Pretty. Okay, now this side, which is the sponge side, and I felt like a lot more of the product got absorbed because the sponge is damp. So I definitely feel like I need a little bit more. But this side is also looking just as good. So pretty. It's so skin-like. Can you see that? I hope you can. Okay, I'm not mad at this. Definitely looking tanned. Okay, so here is what the face looks like. So this side is the brush and this side is the sponge. I 100% cannot tell a difference between the two sides. I would maybe say that this side kind of blended a little bit more flawlessly, and I do feel like it has a lot to do with just the dampness of the sponge. With the brush, when I sprayed the MAC Fix Plus and then started blending it out, it was the same kind of effect. So just preference, I think, but for me and my skin type, both sides look equally blended and don't look different at all to me personally. I like what I'm seeing right now. I think I can definitely build it a tiny bit more. I feel like right now it's a light medium coverage, closer to the medium side. But this is how I like to wear my foundations. And so far, I honestly thought it was going to be maybe a tiny bit more glowy, but it looks pretty good. To me, it's like a soft matte kind of finish. Okay, so I'm on the website, Sephora. It says this hydrating foundation delivers cake-free, color-true wear that blurs the look of imperfections, pores, and fine lines while improving skin tone texture immediately and over time. The formula is dermatologist tested, non-comedogenic, and suitable for all skin types, even sensitive. It doesn't say on here what kind of finish it's supposed to be. Oh wait, just kidding. Yeah, it does. It says natural finish on the highlights. Duh. Yeah, so I would definitely say it's a soft matte natural finish. Okay, let's move on to the next product. first. I did go into the Wet n Wild Primer Serum just to rehydrate my skin. And then I went into the Gucci Matte Primer for my T-zone. And I went into this Rare Beauty, it's the glowy one, the illuminating primer for the perimeters of my face. So those are the primers I used. Now let's go into this new Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer. It comes in 4 different shades. It retails for $30. I paid $30 for this. Okay, so it's an effortless cream bronzer with all the benefits of the beloved tinted moisturizer that gives skin the perfect natural sun-kissed glow and 12 hours of hydration. It is a weightless buildable cream bronzer, doesn't streak, it's not orange, it's not drying. It gives you up to 12 hours of hydration. It is infused with uniquely tailored bronze pearl blends that bring the ideal level of sun-kissed warmth to every skin tone. Okay, that sounds nice. It's a natural finish, cream formula, it's hydrating, light coverage. So this has a 19-month shelf life. That's nice. And it was made in the USA. I got shade 03 Sunbeam. Is that the one I got, really? Which I don't know why it says 03 on here, because it looks like it's the second to lightest shade. The second to darkest shade is Sunlight, and there's only 4 shades available. So I don't know what the 03 stands for, but here is the packaging. It resembles kind of the foundation. This one's a soft matte, and then this one has like the glossy on top of everything. All right, so here is the product. And I believe it's a squeezy tube. So when I first saw this, it reminded me of the iconic, is it Iconic London, the gel bronzer that they came out with. I actually purchased that and it's decent. It's not my absolute favorite. Coverage is very light, but it blends out like a dream. So I'm thinking it might be like that. We shall see. All right, so the way that I apply the, how do I apply? Oh man, it's been a long time since I've used the Iconic London. But let's swatch this. Okay, so it does feel very similar to the Iconic London, like it's going to be a gel type of formula. Yep, it feels exactly the same. There it is. So I think the shade's going to be a good one. It looks like a nice neutral shade, which is great. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot whatever I have left over. I feel like this is a true bronzer. I wouldn't consider this like a contour or anything. And I'm going to use a brush. I'm not even going to bother with a sponge, just because the consistency of it is going to get pretty much almost soaked up completely. So this is a Morphe and Ariel A28, and probably should have moved a tiny bit faster. Let me spray some MAC Fix Plus on the back of my hand, get the brush a tiny bit damp so I can blend this out. Yeah, because it's kind of just sticking where I put it. So it dries quick, but like I said, if that happens with any of your products, just spray the back of your hand and dip your brush into it. Make sure your brush is damp and not wet. Yeah, you could tell on the back of my hand that it's pretty much almost completely dry except for that bottom patch. So it dries quick and work quickly. I put just a tiny bit more on my finger, and I'm going to add more to this side. So I would definitely say it's a sheer coverage kind of product. So if that is not your jam, you're probably not going to like this. If you've tried the Iconic, it's like pretty much exactly like that. It's just a different brand. I hope you can see a very, very, very light coverage kind of product, but very natural. Let me do this side. I feel like the lighting is a tiny bit better on this side, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is the product. It does have maybe like a natural glow to it. I would definitely say it's a finicky kind of product. You have to work very, very fast because it dries down so quickly. I think a sponge is probably going to be the best way to apply it without having to spray your brush and just kind of dampen it up a tiny bit more. It's one of those products where you kind of have to learn how to use it, which is not fun. Like, who wants to pay $30 for that? It is pretty. There's a learning curve to using this, and for $30, like, damn, really? You know? This product, you could probably skip on it. Okay, so now I'm going to powder my face now that I tried that gel bronzer, whatever it is. Just real quick, I did go in to the Tom Ford Stick Concealer and I set it down with the Makeup Forever HD Loose Powder. I've been loving that. Okay, so we're going to jump into this little mini of the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I have it in Fair 1. I normally like to use the medium, but it's been working good. So yeah, I'm gonna use it. We'll see how it does. It doesn't feel tacky, but it doesn't feel completely dry. So you could probably get away with not setting this, but you already know that I like to set my base no matter what. So I am going to lightly set it with this Charlotte Tilbury powder. This powder has actually been working great. I used it with the KVD Serum Foundation and it worked great. It contained my oils in my T-zone. I mean, I'm sure the primers that I used in my T-zone helped out a bit, but it's been doing great with setting my foundations. And I also used it with the Kosas a couple of times and my T-zone looked actually pretty decent by the end of the day. So we're gonna use this. And yeah, it's looking good. It's looking really, really good. So 12:30 is around the time that I finished applying the foundation. And I'm going to do a wear test today because I want to see how this performs. Okay, now we're going to jump into Make Beauty. They did come out with some powder blushes recently. Geez, I want to say it's been a couple of months. I just didn't pick them up for whatever reason. I don't know. This is what the packaging looks like. Make Beauty is definitely more of a My Skin But Better kind of brand. More of a natural, like, let's enhance my beauty brand. This is the Skin Mimetic Macro Suede Blush. It is available in 10 different shades. I'll show the shade range here because I feel like their colors are just like bold, but there's also muted shades. It's just, I really enjoy the options that they have to offer. So this refillable ultra smooth micro suede blush adds the perfect flush of color to the complexion. It is formulated with multifunctional sensory powders infused with hydrating hyaluronic acid and replenishing ceramides. This blush feels lightweight and silky smooth. It retails for $28. Let's see if it has, I think last time when I reviewed this brand on my channel, I bought almost a full face, and on the box nowhere does it say like the shelf life of this product. It was made in the USA and I don't know what the shelf life is. So that's great. And I did also buy one of their brushes, Alexa Chan. I saw her use it and it looked just so pretty. $30 for this universal powder brush. So you can basically use it for anything. Powder all over the face, bronzer, blush. It just looked really nice. I probably didn't need to pay $30 for a brush, but I did. And it comes with a little cover. And there it is. Ooh, it feels super soft. Definitely feels heavy duty. This is like metal. Okay, I'm excited to use this. Okay, so here is the blush itself. I do enjoy the aesthetics of the brand. I want to know what the reasoning behind the color on the lid is. So these are the blushes and the bronzers have a blue top, and then I think the powder has a silver. Like, I want to know the reasoning behind that. Okay, and I actually purchased a fuchsia pink shade. Fuchsia Flush is the name of this shade. Let me swatch it. It feels soft and the pan doesn't move as I'm swatching it, which is nice. Okay, so might be a lot of pigment. So I'm gonna tread softly. I'm going to use this Make Beauty brush, see how it goes. I'm going to tap this. And okay, it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. I don't have too many blush shades of this color, and that's why I decided to go with one of this color, because I don't own too many. Okay, that's pretty. It's not super like ridiculously pigmented to where you literally have to barely tap it, which I like that. I enjoy formulas where you can build your product up versus feeling like you can barely dip your brush in there. That's pretty. Okay, so I'm sitting in front of the sliding door for my bedroom because I did want to show you what it looks like in front of natural lighting. I feel like where I sit to film, lighting is not the best. Definitely does not do this makeup justice, but at least this way you can really see what it looks like in natural lighting. So far so good. This foundation is looking very, very pretty, very skin-like. The bronzer, I did cover it with the Makeup by Mario Skin Perfector in light medium. And the blush, I think the blush looks so pretty. Yeah, so I wanted to show you in natural lighting what it all looks like, and I'll be doing a wear test, so that'll probably be filmed on my iPhone. So let's get started on the wear test and see how it goes. I'm happy with what I see. Okay, it is 5:30, 5-hour check-in. My kids are on one today, so I had to come out to our covered patio. All right, so I just left the bathroom. I went to go check and see how things are looking. And I think my skin looks really, really, really good. Still looks like my skin. I haven't done much today, so it's not like I really put it to the test. But like my T-zone looks really good. Yeah, it's looking great. So I'm hoping it wears well. I'm thinking of wearing it probably until I go, like I'm ready for bed and I wash my face. But do you see that? It literally looks like I just applied it. Wow. Here's my view of our backyard. Okay, I think I'll do one more check-in and I'll go ahead and close out this wear test. Okay, my lovelies, it is 8:55 at night. I finished applying around 12:30, so 8.5-hour wear test, and I like what I'm seeing. It almost looks like I just applied it. You can definitely see a tiny bit of my natural oils peeking through right in my T-zone, right here. Not so much down here, which I feel usually right in here is where they peek through the most. The forehead looks good and feels good. The chin also looks pretty good. It was bath day and my kids were very playful today. The hubby went fishing, so I was alone with the kids all day, and they were making it hard. As you heard in the first check-in. But yeah, it held up really well with the splashing. I kissed my kids all day and they like rubbed their face and their head on me and in my face. So I feel like the foundation held up pretty well. You could tell on this side, the blush is faded a tiny bit more than this side. Usually this is the side where my kids rub their head on me, but overall this looks really good. But I'll go ahead and put this foundation in a rotation for like the next 2 weeks, just so I can get a good feel for the foundation. But first impressions, wow, it is beautiful. I love it. Hello, my lovelies. I did not think I was going to do a second day wear test, but here we are. It is Sunday. This video should be going up tomorrow, and I finished applying the Laura Mercier foundation around, I'm not 100% sure if it was 8:15 or 8:30 this morning, so let's just call it 8:30. It is currently 9:06 at night, so that is just a little bit after 12 hours worth of wear. This is what the foundation looks like after 12 hours, which is wow. I did change up the primers. What did I use for the perimeters of the face? I know I used the Danessa Myrix for my T-zone. The one size. I used the one size primer because I did get a sample of it with one of my orders, and it's just, it looks like I just applied this, doesn't it? Like, I'm looking in the mirror here. It seriously looks like I just applied this. I did also use the Laura Mercier bronzer, and I still stand by what I said on my first impressions. It's too much of a finicky product to work with. Even applying it to the back of my hand and dipping into it and then applying it, it was still drying down too fast. So I did have to spray the back of my hand and put, I think I used a brush, yeah, so that I can blend out. So don't waste your money on that product. Laura Mercier team, if you're watching this, you need to give us more time to blend that product because it's not working. And I do have the Make Beauty blush. I didn't pack it on as much today. Yeah, so this Laura Mercier foundation has impressed me. Of course, it's only been 2 days, so I need to keep using it. Okay, well, an impromptu second day wear test, which is great. The more info you know, the better. Make sure to look in the description box for my skin information because I think that is very important when it comes to foundation reviews. All right, so I'll hand you over to outro Mary. All right, my lovelies, that is going to be it for this video, this foundation review of the new Laura Mercier foundation. I don't know why I was pretty excited for this. I think it's because I bought some of the blushes and I'm really enjoying them. I think they're so pretty. The Laura Mercier powder has been a cult favorite in so many people's makeup routine. I do own that, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking out all of my Laura Mercier products because I have a few, and everything that I own from the brand I do really enjoy. I haven't tried the concealer. If you have, let me know. Is it any good? I would definitely love to know and might consider picking it up. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you purchase your items from my links, it truly just, it all means the world to me. You have no idea. Okay, well, with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big ol' thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. Sounds like the twins are up. Okay, I will see you on the next video. Bye!